So our lesson for today is about a question: is it advisable or ideal for us to be pulling our shoulders back and down, squeeze the shoulder blades together, tighten the back muscles, or even plug or pull the arm bones down towards the hips for us to be able to achieve a more lifted spine, a more open spine, or to achieve a full potential when we extend to a back bend, for example, or any positions that we want to keep the spine open and supported. Alright, my take is this. It's not actually them moving away from the spine. It's the spine guided by the breath which moves away from the rest of our structure. So when it comes to energy flow or is concerned in relation to the spine and the rest of the physical body for that matter, the breath guides the movement rather than the muscles and force forcing the spine to move. Actually, when you are extending the spine, the arms, they're not as important. Actually, they feel like they're light and suspended, neutral. They actually go together with the flow of the energy. So when you extend the spine and then when you breathe through it, the arms will actually suspend up. It's not pull them down to lift the spine. No, everything has to go with that flow. So the spine can move long inside and the breath could flow inside. Alright, so let's take a look at an example of a very common position called the cobra or the upward dog. Right, so the aim of this position is to extend the spine when you're doing this or upward dog for that matter. Right. Now for argument's sake, now try to pull the shoulders down and back and squeeze the back muscles. Externally, it looks like the spine opens because you're using force. You're forcing the spine to open and extend. But inside, it feels tight. It feels rigid. It feels compact. And the breath cannot flow. And the spine is actually not extending. Rather, you're forcing it to open structurally and not allowing it to breathe and open energetically or organically. So you're doing yourself Muhammad good doing that. So how do we go about the process? Right. Feel the breath. Right. In a sit position like this, for example, when you breathe in, as the spine rises and the rest of the breath and the energy rises, the whole of us go towards the same direction. This. They feel like they're suspending and hanging with the breath. So, in application, the initial lift is actually the arm bones will move together with the rest of the spine, moving low. And they relax. They actually don't tighten. You don't squeeze them. You don't pull them down. You don't tighten the back. Yeah? So on the initial movement, everything needs to go with that flow of energy. And the rest of the spine will open together with the rest of your upper back. We're talking about back bends in relation with the upper spine. And actually, even the legs would have to go a little bit towards that pathway or direction of the breath. Right? So, initial breathing. And then they will relax on the exhalation. And for you to create a little bit more lift, inhale the spine away from the rest of your upper back. The arms are light. They're hanging. They're suspending. The back muscles are passive. They're not contracting. It's the breath and the spine moving inside. That makes it more open and light and flowing inside. So the moment the breath becomes the dominant aspect of the practice, the rest of our body part becomes not as important anymore. At the end of it is the breath and the spine and how they move beautifully together with the rest of the body parts. It makes the practice of asanas lighter and supportive. Alright?